High on a mountain, where the clouds touched the rocks, there lived two young eagles in a nest carved into the cliff face. Their names were Sky and Shadow, and they were brothers. Sky was gentle and kind. He would share his food with smaller birds. He would listen when his parents spoke. He would watch the valley below with soft, curious eyes. His parents loved this about him. They would stroke his feathers and tell him he had a good heart. But Shadow was different. He was bold and strong. He had already learned to fly, swooping and diving with confidence. But when he saw his parents praise Sky, something dark grew inside him. Why do they love him more? Shadow thought. I am the one who can fly. I am the one who is brave. But Sky was afraid. Every morning he would stand at the edge of the nest and look down. The valley was so far below. The wind was so strong. His wings felt too small, too weak. I cannot do it, Sky would whisper. I will fall. His parents were patient. You will fly when you are ready, they said. There is no shame in waiting. But waiting made Shadow angry. He saw it as weakness. He saw Sky's fear and thought, if he tries and fails, everyone will see that I am better. One afternoon, when their parents flew down to the river to hunt, Shadow saw his chance. Sky was standing at the edge of the nest, staring at the sky, his body trembling. Are you ever going to try? Shadow asked. I want to, Sky said quietly, but I am afraid. You should be, Shadow said, and then, without warning, he pushed. Sky tumbled off the edge. The world spun. The wind screamed in his ears. Terror filled his chest. He was falling fast toward the rocks below. And then something happened. His wings opened. Not because he chose to, not because he was ready, but because his body knew what his mind did not. He caught the wind. He wobbled, he tilted, but he did not fall. Slowly, Sky began to glide. His wings stretched wide, and the air held him like water holds a leaf. He felt the current beneath him, gentle and strong. He rose higher, then higher still. He was flying, not with Shadow's sharp, aggressive speed, but with grace, with balance, with a kind of beauty that made the valley shine beneath him. When their parents returned, they saw Sky circling above the nest, his wings golden in the sunlight. They cried out in joy. Shadow landed beside them, his face tight with confusion. He had wanted Sky to fail. He had wanted to be the one who mattered most. But what he had done, what he meant as harm, had freed his brother. Sky landed softly in the nest. His body was tired, but his eyes were calm. He looked at Shadow, and there was no anger in his gaze, only quiet understanding. I was so afraid, Sky said, but the fall taught me something. I was never too weak to fly. I was only too afraid to try. Shadow said nothing. He turned away, ashamed. Their parents looked at both of them. Strength is not only in your wings, their mother said gently. It is in your heart. And a heart that helps others will always rise higher than one that pushes them down. From that day on, Sky flew every morning. He soared over the valley, over the rivers, over the forests below. He was not the fastest, he was not the sharpest, but he flew with peace in his heart. Shadow watched him, and slowly, over time, the jealousy faded. he began to see what his parents had always seen, that kindness was its own kind of courage. Sometimes, the betrayal that was designed to break you may be the breakthrough you were too afraid to create for yourself. What others intend for your harm, life can turn into your greatest blessing, because the strength you need was always inside you, waiting for a reason to wake up.